You know there are 3 UNESCO World Heritage Sites you can visit in the same day. We are on a quest to visit every UNESCO World Heritage Site, and today we're in Seoul, South Korea.
TikTokers Haley Crowley and Zach Fisher are traveling the world, but their mission is a little unique. They're visiting more than 1,200 UNESCO heritage sites. UNESCO sites are landmarks in areas protected and recognized for their cultural, historical, or scientific value. Haley and Zach have been to more than 50 countries so far.
Haley Crowley and Zachary Fisher join us live this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, we appreciate you joining us here. So many people fantasize about this, leaving their jobs, traveling the world. You guys are actually doing. How are you able to do it, though, with work and with money?
Yeah, so we've just both always loved to travel. And after COVID, Zach kind of nudged me and was like, hey, let's just do it. Let's just quit our jobs and try and travel full time. So we saved up money and now we're on year 3.
I never thought about this before, but some of the places are so remote that it must be difficult to try to plan for them. What's been one of the more difficult trips that you've had to plan so far?
There's a lot of them that are really remote, require long bus rides or hitchhiking or just helps of locals to get there. I would say there's a few in like the deserts of Kazakhstan or the mountains of Tajikistan that were pretty difficult to get to. But it's always an adventure, and it's always worth it in the end.
So there are more than 1,200 UNESCO sites. How many have you been to so far?
We've been to 123,
wow.
And after this, we'll get to 124.
I read that you went to the Great Wall of China, and you were struck by the fact that I think people sometimes don't understand how long the Great Wall of China is. Talk to us about being on it and not really seeing anybody around you.
Yeah, well, it's definitely iconic. Everyone knows about it. You've seen photos of it, but you can't truly grasp how big it is until you're there in person. And we definitely got lucky. There's so many sections of the wall, and we happened to pick a great one where there honestly weren't that many people, but it was just amazing getting to see it with our own eyes.
Yeah.
What was the most difficult place to reach so far in your journey?
Oh, I would say some of the sites in Myanmar were definitely very difficult because of the ongoing civil war. Like sites like Old Bagan, it's this area that had 10,000 temples and stupas, and now there's around 2,200 that remain. Incredibly beautiful. The people are so friendly, and we were the only ones there because of the war. But yeah, it's a really wonderful place.
I mean, going into a country that's in civil war, did you ever felt like you were in danger?
Yes, we ended up taking a taxi because bus companies wouldn't take us because they couldn't guarantee our safety, and had to bribe a few soldiers along the way, and
Couldn't take local trains either.
Yeah.
They were not allowed for foreigners. So you definitely felt on edge a little bit there, but the people are so friendly. Everybody's always willing to help, and it's a beautiful, beautiful country.
How much research goes into your trips? I imagine just to know, again, like what Dan's kind of alluding to in terms of the political situation going on in that country or civil unrest. How much research do you do before you end up heading to that particular location?
So for Myanmar, we did quite a bit of research. We talked to a lot of people. We had met people who had been in the months before us. We went to the embassy to apply for the visa. So for a country like that, yeah, a lot of research goes into it. For most of the countries, we don't do a ton of research, and we kind of just, we know the basics, and we kind of like to just go and just be surprised and not have any kind of preconceived notions about what to expect.
Walk us through a couple key pieces of advice you have to people that might want to try and attempt this as well. Not necessarily to quit your job and visit every site, but what are some key pieces of advice you have for people who are trying to get off that tourist path and do something different?
Yeah, so I would say walk as much as possible. This is especially true in Europe. When you take a bus or a taxi from site to site, you really miss a ton. And since Europe is so walkable, when you walk, you'll see the restaurants locals are eating in, these little cafes or these little hole-in-the-wall shops or maybe micro museums that will really be the highlights of your trip.
For UNESCO sites too, I would say just be flexible. We have endless amount of time, so it's easier for us, obviously. I understand if you're on vacation, you need to plan things a bit more, but just be flexible because things can go wrong. Buses can take, 10 hours longer than expected. So just be okay with whatever happens and have an open mind. It's about the journey, not the destination.
And I love one of your tips about not only obviously respecting the culture and the people there, but also making sure that you talk to people in those countries about, places to see. What's some of the best tips that you've received from along your journey from people that live in the particular areas that you're visiting?
Tips, we kind of just, when you get somewhere that doesn't have a lot of tourists, you just start talking to people.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the hostel or the hotelier, just asking for how to get somewhere. We've been invited to parties with like a family just because we were in this small remote town as foreigners. And we ended up at a party of 200 people where we were the only foreigners, didn't speak the language, and then they wanted us to give a speech. And it's just one of our best travel stories and memories. And that's just all coming from, being in these remote areas.
We have to let you go, but real quick, where are you talking to us from right now?
We're in Cartagena in Colombia.
Oh, wonderful. I've always wanted to go there. Really fascinating here. We hope when you finish with all these sites here, you'll come visit us in Chicago here, and we'll see how the full journey was. How's that sound?
Would love to. I have a lot of family in Chicago, so I can visit you guys, visit some family. Would be amazing.
Good. We'll show you more than just the bean, even though the bean is great.
Yeah, we'll show you the bean and the Bubba Grump Ship Factory for sure. For more information, you can follow Haley and Zach on TikTok. There's their information there on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Thanks again.
Yeah,
Thanks, guys.
for having us.